We said the timing of the unsub's abductions may be important to him.
Why is that?
Victim number 1, Dr. Roberta Childs. She signed out of the hospital at 11:50 p.m. Now, victim number 2, Diane Pearl, her home alarm system was tripped at 11:52 p.m. Victim 3, Elise Waterston, she was a no-show for an 11:55 p.m. pickup from her dental office. Cell phone records show that Allie Layton, the 4th victim, ended her phone call at 11:57 p.m. And lastly, Paige Burrell, the digital clock where she was abducted, read 11:57 and 30 seconds.
Okay, so based on your timeline, our unsub's counting up to 12 o'clock.
No, he's counting down.
Counting down to what?
I think the unsub's abducting women based on the doomsday clock.
And what's that?
A symbolic clock that warns the world how close we are to total destruction.
Midnight on a clock represents a hypothetical global catastrophe, like a nuclear war. The number of minutes to midnight stand for how soon that can happen.
Since 1947, when a group of atomic scientists created the clock, the minute hand's been reset many times.
For the last 5 years, it's been consistently ticking down. It was last set at 2.5 minutes to midnight.
And the closest it ever was 2 minutes in 1953 when the US and Russia tested the first H-bomb.
We could be looking at a doomsday cult.
So he's like one of these survivalists who lives in the woods and wears tinfoil hats.
Actually, the idea of preparing for the end is moving from the fringes of society into mainstream culture.
Yeah, they call themselves preppers. They're trying to retain a certain standard of living for themselves and others while riding out the apocalypse, be it nuclear or civil unrest.
The wealthy are jumping on board. They're hoarding cryptocurrency and buying custom survival shelters.
And the super rich are taking it to another level. They're buying private islands, land in New Zealand. Their private jets are always gassed up, ready to whisk them away at a moment's notice.
So the victims are part of the unsub's prep to repopulate a new civilization in a post-apocalyptic world.
And the clock starting to tick steadily down 5 years ago was the trigger.